My name is Rashenskas, and this is my systems thinking video. My system is a single play in softball. The defensive player has to make certain movements to get the desired result, which is to get an out. From the time the ball leaves the pitcher's hand to the time it hits the mitt of their teammate, a lot of things happen. For the system to be successful, when the ball goes into play, the player on defense must make the correct read on the ball, move to where the ball is, field it cleanly, make a crisp, quick transfer from their glove to their hand, and then make a good throw to whichever base they are making the out at. For the system to fail, when the ball goes into play, there are things that could go wrong. The player may take the wrong read on the ball and not be able to get to the ball on time. Or, the player could get to the ball on time, but bobble it and not be able to get the throw off. Thirdly, the player could field it cleanly and have a great transfer, and then make a bad throw. There are 3 types of classification used to describe the system types. A physical, which is a concrete system, exists in the reality of space. An abstract system is a system of concepts that are linked together, and an unperceivable system is a classification that's largely based on the limitations of our ability to observe the system. In this case, softball is a physical system. The input for my system's boundary diagram is each player's performance in preparation. My system's boundary is the entire softball game. The subsystems is each inning. A relationship is the relationship between offense and defense. The output is the win and the loss, or the overall team record. The internal feedback consists of the practice and the effort you put in at practice and what you get from that effort. And the external feedback is the end of game result. There are 3 types of structure and visibility. White box recognizes complete transparency on a system's internal elements and processes. Gray box offers partial knowledge of selected internal component interactions and processes. And black box is a structure that behaves in a certain way without providing any visibility to what internal elements are, how they're linked, or how they transform into outputs. A softball play is a white box. Multilateral arrangement is when the system operates on the same level and shares common elements. Lateral is when the system is on the same hierarchical level that are all linked only by abstract or indirect effects. Multi-level is familiar to large organizations because it's typically the manner in which they're structured to accomplish the objective. A softball play is a multilateral system. Each piece of the system is operating on the same part and shares common elements. Each play in softball lasts for a split second, and then the whole team moves to another play. Systems engineers concern themselves with how the system and elements interact both within and external system boundaries. My system boundary is the entire game. Once the system boundary is reached, the individual plays are over until the next game begins. A play in softball is in the operate the system phase. The phases of the life cycle leading up to deploy the system all happen in practice. Deploy the system begins when the game starts, and the system is operating as the game goes on. Once the game is over, the system is retired. Each teammate is a stakeholder at each phase. They each have a vested interest in the system and how the system works. There is technical risk, which is risk concerned with the possibility that a requirement of the system will not be achieved, and there is systemic risk, which is potential loss or damage to an entire system with the loss of a single unit. This is my systemogram. In the upper left, you will see a bubble that says the pitch is released from the pitcher's hand. There are then options from what can happen with the pitch. Each option travels on a path when the ball goes into play, when the player reads the ball, what can happen to get to the end state, whether the runner is safe, which is bad, or they make the out, which is good. Thank you for watching my systems video. I hope you have learned how a play in softball works and how each component of a player fielding the ball makes it happen.